All right, guys. So I'm going to try to do my best to make this as concise as possible. I've been streaming all day, so if some stuff I say just rambles, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to get to the point. I love you guys. The point is, I love you guys. Thanks for clicking on the video. Did not plan on making this video today because obviously we didn't really have anything going on today in the football world. We've got a huge match tomorrow, a Copa del Rey final, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. And we just have a crazy situation going on. Honestly, we have a crazy situation. So all day I couldn't believe it because all my viewers and people on Twitter were saying, yo, what's going on here, right? Everyone starts reporting Real Madrid doesn't want to show up to the match tomorrow. I'm like, what do you mean they don't want to show up to the match? It comes out that they hadn't been training. They're not eating together. They don't want to play tomorrow. Okay? So that's what Real Madrid starts reporting. We get reports from Real Madrid camp. Then the reporter starts saying it. It starts to kind of make sense, be legitimate. Okay? And then Real Madrid, their actual account comes out with like a comunicado oficial in the middle of the day where I live, and they basically said Real Madrid Football Club considers the public statements made yesterday by the referees designated for the Copa del Rey final scheduled to be played today to be unacceptable. Okay, so you're probably reading this like, what the hell? Okay, here goes Real Madrid again complaining about the refs, right? Yes, essentially, that is what they are doing. Now, Real Madrid TV, by the way, guys, I just want to basically background this. So just so you guys can understand kind of what's going on here. So basically, I didn't even know that referees have press conferences. Like, this is brand new news to me. I don't know about you guys. I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay, so basically, these guys go into a press conference, and one of the referees essentially says that his kid is literally getting bullied so bad. The other kids at school are calling his dad a thief. All these names, and the reason for it, he's saying, is because of Real Madrid TV. Now, what is Real Madrid TV? Okay, if you look it up on Google, Real Madrid TV is a free digital television channel operated by Real Madrid, specializing in the Spanish football club. Okay, so it's owned by Real Madrid. Okay, it's owned by Real Madrid from what I can find. They broadcast out of Madrid. That's what I can see. Okay, it says it's operated by Real Madrid, so I would trust that. Now, what's the problem? Okay, the context of it is that apparently Real Madrid TV have been extremely, let's just say, critical of the referees in this match for previous decisions that went against Real Madrid, okay? So now we get into a situation where the refs the day before this game, okay, are going to this press conference and basically saying, one of the refs says, he's crying, by the way. I don't know if I said that. He literally starts crying in the press conference. I can't show you because of copyright. Sobbing because his kid is getting bullied because of all of this, okay? Now, let's continue with the comunicado. I wanted to give you guys some context on the initial situation. So Real Madrid responds to that, and they say, these protests, which have surprisingly focused attention on videos from a media outlet protected by freedom of expression, that's what Real Madrid is saying, such as Real Madrid TV, deliberately carried out 24 hours against one of the finals participants, demonstrate once again the clear and manifest animosity and hostility of these referees towards Real Madrid. Okay, so Real Madrid has come to the perspective that they feel like the refs tomorrow are not acceptable. They are not going to referee in their favor, and they've seen too many decisions before, so they put out some targeted media against these referees, right? Nothing happens. Now today, they start crying, saying they're not going to play. They're not going to play. And they try to make something happen. Well, nothing has happened, okay? They basically appealed this. I saw from the latest update, the RFEF, which is, I guess, like the referee committee, they were like, nah, all right, these guys are going to referee. Real Madrid goes on to say in a club statement, even more surprising statements in a threatening tone, alluding to the referees' unity. We're used to announce alleged measures or actions that fall far short of the principles of fairness, objectivity, and impartiality that should prevail just hours before a football event that captures hundreds of millions of people around the world. Given the seriousness of what happened, Real Madrid hopes that those responsible for the RFEF and the refereeing body will act accordingly, adopting the necessary measures to defend the prestige of institutions they represent. So basically, Real Madrid is theoretically threatening. I mean, that last statement, you're literally sitting there threatening, basically saying, hey, figure this out, get different referees, or this is corrupt. That's what they're basically saying, okay? Now, look, there's also things that came out of this press conference. I mean, I quoted some of these tweets where basically, like the VAR referee in the Copa final, he said, we are more united than ever with Medina Cantelo. We're going to have to take stricter measures than ones we're taking now. In coming days, you'll see that we'll make history. So now all the Real Madrid fans are saying, okay, they're just going to rule against us now. This is even worse. Guys, what are my initial thoughts in this situation? It's freaking crazy. Like, it's freaking crazy. Like, I just look at this situation with Real Madrid, and I'm like, I understand their perspective is that, okay, look, Real Madrid gets the title of Vardrid, right? I saw this tweet the other day. Whether or not this is true or not, obviously he's from Madrid, so it's going to be a biased source. They're saying this season, in terms of VAR decisions, they've had 7 against and 0 in favor. That's what they're reporting. That's what they say. And look, this is probably one of the first seasons I've seen a lot of decisions, yes, go against Real Madrid, so I do hear it. But in the previous seasons, if I speak, right? Now, I understand what Real Madrid is saying here. I get it. Like, if I was in Real Madrid's shoes going into this match, look, Barca's a better fucking football team than you this year anyway. So you need the refs to be level-headed. If you feel like the refs are against you as is, and they're all in unity, and they're going to give you less calls, I get it. But to go this approach, I mean, I don't know what they thought was going to happen from this, because I just feel like now they're in a situation where it's even worse. It comes across from Real Madrid like they don't want to play the game tomorrow. It really does. It just comes across that way. Like they're not ready for the game. They don't want to play. They're too scared to play. Like at the end of the day, you got to just go out there and play football, man. Like, you could cry about refs being one way or another. I mean, we've seen so many games all time where it's clear to see that one referee likes one team. I mean, I know there's supposed to be a certain integrity with these refs, but it feels like it's almost some never perfect world where you can get that right. So, look, Real Madrid, it comes out like, a few hours ago. They're going to play tomorrow, okay? What was going to happen from this? The game was going to get canceled because they didn't want the refs? They're going to play tomorrow. And apparently, the La Liga president today, okay? I think this is true. I don't know. This might not be 100% true, okay? This might not be 100% true, but basically the president came out and said, this is not football, this is controlling power, shameless. Real Madrid don't protest, they push. They don't complain, they threaten. They don't raise concern, they punish. They don't want to improve football, they want to control it. Whether or not that's true, if it is true, holy shit, all right, that's pretty crazy to say. A lot of people in the comments are saying that why is La Liga not punishing Real Madrid for this behavior? And that's because La Liga is corrupt. So some people maybe have a point saying that back. All in all, I just find this crazy, all right? Real Madrid, listen, refs or not, you've had a shocking season for what your standards are, okay? And at the end of the day, for your bad season, you still have a trophy to potentially win tomorrow. You still can make an effort at the league by beating Barca in the league if you can. And, this is the way you go about it, man. I read Fabrizio's tweeting that apparently, the players are not showing up today because Real Madrid's deciding this is best. I mean, the way I see it, guys, I think it's just pathetic, bro. I really do. I'm reading this basically saying this is pathetic. Now, apparently, there's another statement that came out. They're going to play the final. Real Madrid communicates that our team has never considered giving up playing tomorrow's final. Our club understands that the unfortunate, inappropriate statements of the referees appointed for this match, made 24 hours before the final, cannot stain a sporting event of global importance that hundreds of millions, right? Real Madrid understands that the values of football must prevail despite the hostility and animosity. It feels like there's so much drama with Real Madrid this season, man. They just can't avoid it. You don't hear one thing from Barcelona about playing in this game tomorrow. Look, and I'm sure there's games where Barcelona goes and they say, hey, this ref is a Madrid fan, or this ref likes to give Madrid more calls. Look, Barca's been dealing with that for how many years in a row now? So, look, I look at this situation as a non-bias to either of these teams. I just think it's fucking pathetic for Madrid, bro. I know the Madrid players can't control what the club is going to come out and say. But, look, is the one side of it in a situation where, yeah, the referees, guys, to be honest, no matter who I supported or who I was watching, we should not be having a game tomorrow refereed by some guy that's crying in a press conference, all right, because a certain network is harassing, him, and then his kids are getting bullied, or, they're coming home and saying, Daddy, why am I being called a thief at school, right? That ref should probably just not be reffing this game. It's a whole other story to go break down why this Real Madrid TV, is targeting and harassing this guy. Okay, it seems like they're doing that because they're mad at certain VAR decisions. But, look, these guys probably shouldn't be reffing this game, because now it gets to a point where, the other refs are going to stand behind him, and, we just hope as the viewer tomorrow, can we just watch an El Clasico? I just want to watch a good football match. I don't want these games anymore being decided by refs. Why are refs going in press conferences? It's just, it's this whole thing, bro. I don't want this to be a part of the game. A final tweet that we seen someone say, and I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on this. This guy, Dan Thomas, says, Real Madrid are becoming a joke. All the accusations in the world won't hide the fact that they simply haven't been good enough this season. Already they are putting in place their excuses against Barcelona if they fall short against Barcelona. So I'm not sure what you guys are thinking about this. This obviously reads a lot of bias in this quote to me. The fact of the matter is, if you want my final say on all this crazy shit going on, because I don't even know if I've given you an opinion all video, all right? Real Madrid should not be acting like this, okay? And you know what? Whoever's in charge of getting these referees should be doing a little bit more investigative work on the current situation. They probably shouldn't be having certain referees, okay, breaking down crying in the press conference, certain referees that kids are getting bullied because of the decisions they're making. I don't know about this whole, like, maybe they're trying to get the refs to take a stand against, kind of what's going on, like with the emotions and everything. Bro, just get refs that are unbiased, maybe foreign referees, maybe, refs that hadn't done Real Madrid, Barcelona games. I don't know, man, but surely there's a better solution to all this shit. So this isn't a topic of conversation because, look, the problem is now we may get to this game tomorrow and there might be like a decision, right? Instead of being a normal decision, it's going to be so looked at with a magnifying glass because of this whole situation. At the end of the day, bro, I just want to watch football. I don't want to see all this other drama outside that's not drama. I definitely want to see drama in football. I want to see people, fighting, all that, but not this, man. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. That's what's been happening today. Look, I would like to believe out of the good of my heart that Real Madrid are not doing this because they're scared of the game tomorrow. I don't think that's true. I think they really do feel this way. Clearly, if they've made a club statement. But I'm just telling you how it's going to be perceived by everybody is now that, look, they have to, like, I feel like it puts more pressure tomorrow on them to go and win because people are just getting mad at this now because it's just more complaining and more drama. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'm out of here. Good night.